Hey everyone! So today, we are diving into a pretty incredible claim. The idea that you can build a portfolio that pays you over $5,000 a month just by putting in $25 a week.
Yeah, I know what you're thinking. That sounds a little too good to be true, doesn't it? But the source material we're digging into today actually maps out a very specific, step-by-step strategy to make this happen over the long haul.
And this is the goal. We're not talking about some fuzzy, abstract number. We're talking about a very concrete target, $5,280 every single month. That's the passive income we're shooting for. So, how on earth do we get there?
Well, it all starts with understanding what this promise is really all about. This is not some get-rich-quick scheme. It's a disciplined, long-term approach to building real wealth.
And that's really the most important thing to get. There are no secret handshakes or hidden stock tips here. The entire foundation of this plan is a simple, incredibly powerful investment strategy that's available to literally everyone.
Okay, so let's get into the engine of this whole thing. It's a strategy called DRIP, and it's basically designed to turn your investments into a self-powering, wealth-building machine.
So what is DRIP? It stands for Dividend Reinvestment Plan. And in plain English, it just means that when your stocks pay you dividends, which is, your little slice of their profits, this plan automatically takes that cash and buys you more stock. You don't have to lift a finger.
And the analogy that the source material uses is just perfect. Think of a tiny snowball at the top of a big hill. As it starts to roll, it picks up more snow, getting bigger, and the bigger it gets, the faster it grows. That's exactly what's happening with your money here.
And you can see that growth cycle right here. It's so simple, but so powerful. Your stocks pay you, that money buys more stock, which means you now own more, which means your next dividend payment is bigger, which then buys you even more stock. It's this beautiful self-perpetuating loop.
So the big wins here are pretty obvious. First, you're harnessing the eighth wonder of the world, compound interest. Second, you're automatically dollar cost averaging. That's a fancy way of saying you're buying stocks consistently, which smooths out all the crazy ups and downs of the market. And third, it's just so easy. It's a true set-it-and-forget-it system.
Okay, so that DRIP strategy, that's the engine. But now we need to talk about the rocket fuel. How do we make this thing really take off?
And this is that next crucial piece. On top of the automatic reinvesting, you add your own money. Just $25 every single week. I know, it might not sound like a lot, but that $100 a month, that's the supercharger.
And here's why that is so incredibly powerful. You're not just waiting for dividends anymore. You are actively pouring gas on the fire. This extra cash just accelerates everything. It builds a fantastic financial habit, and it puts your long-term growth on a completely different, much steeper path.
Right, so for this whole system to really work, you can't just throw your money at any old stock. You've got to be strategic and focus on specific kinds of companies that are going to fuel this DRIP engine.
And the source material really narrows it down to 4 main categories. You've got your blue chips, the big, stable, reliable guys. Then you have Dividend Aristocrats. These are amazing companies that have raised their dividends for at least 25 years straight. Then you have some high-yield stocks for income, and some growth stocks that give you both dividends and a rising share price.
And based on that, here's the sample portfolio from the source. You can see it's got some real heavy hitters in there, like Home Depot and NextEra Energy, plus an ETF that tracks all those Dividend Aristocrats for you. Each one of these brings a really potent mix of dividend payments, dividend growth, and potential share price growth.
Now, when you mix all those together into one portfolio, the combined numbers are, frankly, awesome. You're looking at an average dividend yield of 2.5%, an average dividend growth rate of over 15%, and a potential share price growth of almost 11% a year. That is a seriously powerful combo for long-term growth.
All right, so this is the moment of truth. We've got the DRIP strategy, we've got our $25 weekly contribution, and we've got our sample portfolio. What does all that actually create over 30 years?
Well, check this out. This timeline really shows you the magic of compounding. After year 1, you're at about $2,500. Not bad, but look at year 10, nearly $30,000. By year 20, it's over $145,000. And then, after 30 years of just staying consistent, that portfolio explodes to a projected value of over $800,000.
And this is my favorite part. Where did all that money come from? Over 30 years, your actual out-of-pocket contributions were only $39,000. The rest of it, the vast majority,
came from reinvested dividends and the stocks just growing in value. Your money did almost all the heavy lifting for you.
Which brings us right back to where we started. At that point, the portfolio is projected to be spinning off about $63,900 in dividends every year. You divide that by 12, and what do you get? $5,280 every single month. Mission accomplished.
So the big takeaway here is this: building serious wealth from small, regular investments, it's not a fantasy. According to this strategy, it's a completely achievable goal. But it all hinges on two things: having a smart, automated plan like DREP, and having the patience and discipline to just stick with it.
And we'll just leave you with this thought. It's so easy to look at a 30-year plan and think, man, I wish I'd started sooner. But the incredible power of compounding, it's ready to go to work for you the moment you start. The second best time to plant that tree is always, always right now.